If you get a question asking you to explain the impact of an audience on performance, this is what you'd have to say. So, social inhibition is where the presence of an audience increases arousal, which has a negative effect on performance, whereas social facilitation is where the presence of that audience increases arousal again, but this time it has a positive effect on performance. So, the key thing with this topic is that the presence of an audience always increases arousal, and you then have to work through these factors to decide if that increase in arousal would have a good or a bad effect on that performer. So, in regards to stages of learning, a cognitive learner would experience social inhibition, whereas an autonomous learner would experience social facilitation. And you'd always want to mention the dominant response here. So, as arousal increases, the dominant response becomes more likely, and that's bad for a cognitive learner because they have the incorrect dominant response. For introverts and extroverts, introverts will experience social inhibition. That is because they have a more sensitive reticular activating system, so they're more prone to increases in arousal, causing over arousal. Complex skills will experience social inhibition, and that is because the presence of the audience adds another bit of information that needs to be processed, so that causes information overload for a complex skill. What you could also say is that the increase in arousal causes attentional narrowing, which would make the complex skill worse. And then finally, fine skills would experience social inhibition because the increase in arousal would make precision more difficult.